Welcome to the next episode of the Ease Equation podcast. Have you ever implemented a system that was supposed to make your business easier but somehow created more work instead? Maybe you set up a project management tool, created workflows, built SOPs, automated things, and yet you still feel mentally involved in everything. You're still checking, following up, monitoring, and fixing. If that sounds familiar, this episode is for you. Because today, I want to talk about something many founders quietly experience: having systems without actually feeling supported by them. Most entrepreneurs reach a point where they realize, I need systems. And they're right. So they start organizing tools, automations, templates, dashboards, processes, etc. The business begins to look more structured. But mentally, nothing really changed. The founder is still carrying the business in their head. That's the disconnect I want to explore today. Because not all systems create ease. Some systems simply reorganize the existing chaos. Here's what I often see: the founder becomes the system manager, the workflow checker, the reminder engine, the person making sure everyone follows the process. At that point, the system isn't reducing leadership load, it's adding another layer of responsibility. And this is more common than people think, especially with entrepreneurs who care deeply and are trying to do things properly. A lot of systems are built around control, perfection, and visibility, but not around sustainability. So instead of asking what would actually support this business long term, founders ask, how can I make sure nothing gets missed? And those are two very different energies. One creates support, the other creates hypervigilance. Exhausting systems often have a few things in common: too many tools, too many notifications, too many places to check. Or systems that technically work, but only because the founder keeps nudging everything forward. And underneath it all is usually one quiet belief: if I stop paying attention, things will fall apart. That's not just a system issue, that's a trust issue between the founder and the business structure itself. This is important. Business can be organized without feeling supported. You can have beautiful dashboards, the color coded project boards, detailed SOPs, and still feel exhausted because support is not about how things look. Support is about reducing that decision load, reducing mental tracking, and creating clarity, allowing work to move without constant founder intervention. A supportive system doesn't just store information, it reduces the pressure. Many systems fail because they were designed around the founder's involvement. What I mean is, approvals still route back to you, communication still depends on you, decisions still pause until you weigh in. Everyone still waits for reassurance from you. So even though the business appears systemized, your nervous system is still carrying everything. And that is exhausting. So instead of asking, what system should I add next? Try asking, what pressure am I trying to relieve by implementing this system? That changes the conversation completely. Because often Founders don't need more systems. They need simpler systems, clearer ownership, better boundaries around decisions, and workflows that don't emotionally depend on them. Ease comes from this intentional design, not operational overcomplication. Sometimes the most supportive system is not another app, another automation, or another template. Sometimes it's a clear expectation, a documented decision, a communication boundary, or a process simple enough that everyone actually follows it. Simple systems are often the most sustainable systems. And I also want to acknowledge something deeper here. Many founders struggle to trust systems because for a long time they were that system itself. Their memory, their responsiveness, their vigilance. So stepping back can feel uncomfortable, even unsafe. But calm leadership requires learning that support does not mean losing control. It means creating structures strong enough that everything doesn't depend on your constant attention. So here is the question I want to leave you with. Where in your business are you still personally compensating for a system that isn't truly supporting you? That's often where your next redesign needs to happen. And if you're not sure where those pressure points are yet, I invite you to try the 15-minute Founder Fog Sweep document. It's a simple diagnostic I've created to help founders identify mental load, the decision load, and responsibility load. Because before you redesign your systems, you need to see what's actually draining you. You'll find the link in the show notes. The goal of systems is not to create a perfectly optimized business. The goal is to create a business that feels clearer, calmer, and more sustainable to lead. A business that supports you back. And that starts by designing systems not just for the sake of systems, but to reduce pressure instead of quietly increasing it. So until next time, remember, ease is not the absence of structure. Thank you.